Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, the franchise player, Double B Bad Blood, and I'm here once again on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast brought to you by BodySlam.net. Joined here with the host with the most, the mixologist of professional wrestling, the chemical one himself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chemical Julian. No, Mr. 3MB. And joining us today, we have a lovely little panel here. Let's talk about it.
We've got a round. Well, this is a square table because it's four.
I mean, seriously, this is the first time we've actually had a round table, but
Right.
yeah, I got what you're saying. We're joined by the sassy Canadian herself, Sweet Cheryl, and a newcomer to the independent wrestling scene, newcomer to professional wrestling as of September, 1 month removed, the lovely Queen of Hearts. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen, to the roundtable.
Good to be here.
Is that a dog?
What?
Is that a dog, Cheryl?
Not me. I have nothing in this house. It echoes.
My dog's out back snoring right now.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But that's not her.
It's not your dog. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys today. Normally we come on here and we talk about AEW Dynamite. Unfortunately, Dynamite is going to be moved to Saturday. So there might be a special Friday and Saturday edition of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. I don't know. Who knows? It depends on what the Hefe says. But tonight, I want to talk about something that has been bothering me, pissing me off, upsetting me for about a week. And that is the lack of respect for professional wrestling women's division.
Oh, come on. They had a whole 8 minutes on Raw. 8 minutes and 13 seconds.
Well, here's the deal. That was four matches. That was four matches. Look,
NXT had a 4-minute tag ladies match.
Oh my God.
Whole 4 minutes.
A whole 4 minutes. I don't understand. I don't understand the industry we're in right now. I, for one, would like to apologize to the women on this panel and any of the women involved in professional wrestling. Because, see, as a person who's been in the business for a while, I don't look at you guys. I don't look at gender when it comes to wrestling. You guys are we're all one, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It just really sucks. It really sucks the big fat ass, you know what, that the women aren't given the exact same time that men are given in these professional wrestling matches. Look, let's talk about the real shitty subject here. The Queen's Crown.
Yeah.
The Queen's Crown.
And so let's specify why this is a shitty subject, because this year it really is like they're actually doing a Queen of the Ring tournament, and they have brackets, and the choice competitors are a little bit iffy. I guess they've got some people involved in other programs on this side, so they've got some other people, in the Queen's Crown bracket. But the length of these matches, some of the people who should have gone over, given the history of some of the competitors and their performance in these brackets, Tony Storm, and just how abrupt and silly and quick some of the finishes were, Shayna Baszler. It was just, I mean, you sit there watching it, like when you watch the finish to a match and you say to yourself, was that a botch? And
it does.
And you're like only like a minute 25 into the match, and you're like, wait a minute, this is Queen's Crown. You're supposed to be like the best of the best. This should be, and I'm not saying each of these matches should be Iron Woman matches and going for an hour.
I'd settle for aluminum woman matches, paper woman matches, just a fucking more than 2 minutes. Look, we have been on the air for 4 minutes and 45 seconds. That right there is 3 women's matches on Raw right now. We've already eclipsed the 3 women match mark on Raw.
And probably 3 roll-ups.
Oh, surprise roll-up. That's right. Look, right here. I don't understand why they treat women matches like a bathroom break. That's true. You know what, Jack? I'll put it to you this way. I've seen some really horrible fucking matches that were bathroom breaks. There were men's matches. Any R-Truth match is a fucking popcorn break to me.
too, because it's like you got to run through the crowd and everything and get there. You're going to miss the whole match.
True statement. Lucha Underground didn't have many women's matches on the women on the roster, but they can go toe to toe with guys, and they really put it. That's true. That is true. Oh God, Paul Moonshine's in the house. Jesus Christ, that friggin' pervert. So the point I'm trying to make is you, Miss Queen of Hearts, the youngest person on this panel, the youngest person in the business on this panel right now. How have you been treated in the locker room since you started?
I worked in my home promotion, so I was treated pretty fairly. Like, I was definitely very incorporated into the match and what I could do and what I was comfortable with. No one really was like, "Oh, go to the side and not be in the match." But I've seen that plenty of times watching like other matches, watching other female wrestlers. Like even a tag team match that I know her name was Gemini. She did 2 moves and then was out the whole entire time in a 6-man, and then end up just getting beat up towards the end and then get pinned, which didn't really, I don't think, showcased what she is capable of doing. So I've seen it, firsthand watching other people wrestle. I haven't really dealt with that myself, luckily, but we'll see October 30th. What happens there, because that's going to be another 6-man, and I'm not going to be at my home promotion, and I'm going to be going against 2 men on my side and then 2 men and another female.
So you've been wrestling for a month.
I've been training for a year.
Okay, so you trained for a year, but you've been working legit matches for a month.
Yes.
Where did you train, and who is the person that enlisted you to join this crazy career?
So I trained with Billy Blade at his gym at, I think it's called the Kayfabe college wrestling program.
You don't know the gym? Oh my God, Billy Blade, this woman does not know where she was trained. It is all your fault, Billy.
It's the Pro Wrestling Unplugged. That's his wrestling organization, but he has another, I think it's called Kayfabe, but I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. But I train with them. I've been training there for just barely a year. I started in October of 2020, but I have a full background of mixed martial arts. I've been doing that since I was 5 years old, doing jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, Krav Maga, judo. I've done everything.
So you're over there kicking all types of ass.
Yeah. She can kick some legitimate ass.
Yeah.
Wait. You're trying to say we can't kick legitimate ass in this business?
No, she can just kick it better because she's got that martial arts behind her.
Wow. Cheryl throwing the shade. I'm not even Shane.
Just got 10 degrees colder up in here.
Yeah, I was told, in and out of my training that I shouldn't be competing against boys and I should not be competing against girls because I'm too mean.
Because you're too mean?
I'm too mean. I'm too aggressive when I wrestle or I fight. So.
But you shouldn't be competing against boys because
they take it badly and that they don't want their boys' confidence to be injured.
Okay, so see, this is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I've seen some amazing women's matches in the course of my career. Some badass chicks. I mean, some legit badass chicks. And then you got guys who are afraid to be upstage, so to speak. Honestly, I can give 2 shits. If you're better than me, male or female, fucking bravo. I will give you a round of applause. That means I just got to step my game up and make myself better.
Mm-hmm.
But, it is what it is. I mean, I've seen women kick Von Lee, Paul Moonshine's ass, but, I've seen Shane get his ass kicked by Cheryl. But, that is what it is. It is what it is.
Wait, so here's a quick question. What got you started into wrestling? So what was the first match you watched where you were like, oh yeah, this is for me?
I don't think it was really a match. I watched more independent wrestling than I have like big advertisement. I like going there in person and feeling the energy of everything. So I think that's helped me a lot in my wrestling is that I watch a lot of live wrestling. So I see what works and what doesn't. When I'm watching it on the screen, it's really hard to see what works because everyone's just like little tiny marks in the background. You can kind of hearing, but like you can't really see their facial expressions and how they feel versus being there live. I've been to NXT. I've been to chairs, ladders, and tables match in San Francisco. But that was a huge, and I was up on the second shelf, so it wasn't like too much interaction. But with the NXT one was really nice because I was like the third one like in the row, so I really got to be there with a lot of the fans and stuff like that. So. But I started because I saw an ad for wrestling. My dad actually showed me it. It was like, "Oh, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it." And I sat on it for about a month, and I was like, "You know what? What does it hurt to try?" And I fell in love with it. I've been doing it for a year now, and doing shows.
Is your dad a big fan?
He definitely was a big fan when he was a kid. I had a lot of friends who were big fans, so they were very, very excited. They were like, "Oh, you need to do the people's elbow. You need to like do this and that." I was like, "Oh, that's a." They were very excited for me.
Have you developed a finishing move already?
Not quite yet. I have a few things. I have some of my wrestling background that I'm thinking about making like my own finishing move. It'd be like a submission, but not quite yet.
So you've had a few wrestling matches. The atmosphere in the locker room obviously is very favorable. Jack wants to know how can they find more information about the Queen of Hearts? All he can find online was Natalia's images. So
I have an Instagram right now. That's about it. It's Scarlet Rose, the Queen of Hearts. That's my full name. So you can look me up there on Instagram. I haven't created a Facebook yet. I'm still working on that.
Come on, guys.
And where can we buy your merch?
Merch, yes, I do make my own shirts. So I do have merch. I haven't posted anything. I sell at the shows that I've been running, but I do make them. So
you personally make them?
Yes, I do personally make them.
Wow.
Yeah. I also make my own gear too. So
you might want to make some T-shirts and send them to the Pro Wrestling Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. We will actually, we can send one to Canada to Cheryl. We can send one to California to Julian. We can send one to me here in Portland, Oregon. Anything besides Julian's 3MB T-shirts. You can go ahead and do that, and we will help you get your merchandise out there. Get a Pro Wrestling Tees page. Trust and believe. ProWrestlingTees.com/rated2G, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to buy the shirts. Yeah. Destiny says, "I love you, Bad Blood. Can't wait to see you on the 23rd. The 23rd is going to be awesome. It'll be really exciting to be able to perform in front of my home promotion for the first time since the pandemic. It's going to be really awesome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fucking super excited. Tickets are going crazy. I mean, they're going off the door like faster than we can print them, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy.
October 23rd, old times at 5:30.
That's right. BCW Worldwide returns.
It's October 23rd. 21 and over show.
It's going to be awesome. We return on October 23rd to Holocene 1001 Southeast Morrison Street there in Portland, Oregon. For advance tickets, call Patty at 503-757-3132 or email bcbooker@gmail.com. Best believe if you want to get those early tickets, you want to get in before everybody else because doors open at 4:30. Show starts at 5 on the dot. You might want to go ahead and go to eventbrite.com/BCW Worldwide presents the return. Ladies and gentlemen, those pre-sale tickets are fucking flying out the door. Just saying. Cheap plug. Queen of Hearts, I'll help you sell. Get a hold of Destiny. Destiny's trying to help you out and make you money. That's what you do. That's how you get put over in this business. You make sure you go somewhere that's going to help you make a little bit of money.
Yes.
So, with that being said, I would like to say thank you very much for joining us. I know you're more than welcome to stay for the panel if you want. I know you're still fresh in the business and you may have a lot of opinions to talk about here tonight. So you're welcome to stay on the panel after this commercial break. So if you want to stay, we'll keep you on. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Professional wrestling is one of the toughest sports going today. If you ever dreamed of being a professional wrestler, then former WWE superstar and World Tag Team Champion Sir Mo of the famed tag team Men on a Mission invites you, yes, you, to join his Bumps and Bruises Academy. Now in 2 locations in Carrollton, Texas and Sherwood, Arkansas. Allow Sir Mo and his head coach, Dante Smiley, and other coaches to get you on the road to an exciting and rewarding career. Classes forming now for your shot. Contact Sir Mo at 704-819-7312 or fill out an information questionnaire now. Don't wait, make your dreams come true today by joining the Bumps and Bruises Pro Wrestling Academy.
Hi, this is James Beard with SWE Fury, and you're watching the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast.
And that really was a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We are right back here.
That was a quick one.
Oh man, that's the short one. That's not the favorite of our boy Adam Woods. He likes the other one. We'll play that one for him later. So I want to talk about the time that has been given some of these matches. I mean, we remember back in the day, when Stephanie McMahon actually gave a shit about the women in WWE. They put on a pay-per-view. Julian, tell us about that pay-per-view.
The all-women's pay-per-view?
That's right. The one WWE's all-women's pay-per-view.
And this is the one that happened. Oh, this was on the network.
Yes.
Yeah. That was on the network. And it happened and then it was gone. And so this came on the heels of before that there was the women's tournament. Shimmer had been going strong. I mean, women's wrestling was riding a pretty high tide at the time. And then WWE decided they're going to do their own women's show, all women's show. They put on the network, and if I remember, they put it on at a bad time, but they put on the network. They brought in a bunch of indie stars and people who had been wrestling for Shimmer and Shine, and and a couple from Japan and some other promotions, and then that was it.
October 2018, 3 years ago, is when they put that pay-per-view on. It was called Evolution. It was a landmark pay-per-view featuring only women's matches. Okay? It was, I mean, in my opinion, it was something that should have been revisited. They put that show on right before they did one of those stupid-ass Saudi shows. I apologize to the Saudi Arabian fans that listen to us on iHeartRadio and on Spotify and on Google. Nothing personal. I'm just going to say, Stephanie McMahon, she spearheaded this thing. She wanted women's wrestling to be taken seriously.
And that's why she had it headlined by Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella.
In my opinion, this is just me. That pay-per-view on October 28th, 2018, they did 10,900 people in attendance. 10,000.
Yep.
900 people in attendance. That's more than Monday Night Raw did last week.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had some great talent in that show. I mean, look, the dark match was Rhea Ripley and Dakota Kai wrestling each other for the NXT UK Championship. That match was 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. Alicia Fox and Mickie James with Alexa Bliss opened the show. They faced Lita and Trish Stratus. That match went 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Then they had a 20-woman battle royal. The Iconics, now currently known as the Inspiration. Zelina Vega, Nia Jax, Ember Moon, Tamina, Toni Storm, Io Shirai. Like the end all be all of women's wrestling was in this battle royal.
Correct.
Okay. You had Natalya team up with Bayley and Sasha Banks, and they faced the Riot Squad: Liv Morgan, Ruby Soho, and Sarah Logan. Right? That match was 20 minutes. Kairi Sane defended the NXT Championship against Shayna Baszler
in a submission match.
Yeah, and yes. And then Shayna Baszler became the first 2-time NXT Women's Champion.
Correct.
Becky Lynch defended her SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair in the last woman standing match. Dude, they had candlesticks, chairs, fucking, she's doing Beck exploders on chairs and shit, figure 8 leg locks and power bombs through tables and the top rope, it's crazy shit. That match was very long. Ronda Rousey defended her Raw Women's Championship against Nikki Bella. Now, I'm not a Nikki Bella fan, but that headlined a big show.
It did.
Okay, so you look back on that show, and those women put on a hell of a fucking good show.
They worked.
And then on Raw the next night, Ronda Rousey faced off against the Raw Women's Champion, faced off against the SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. You see what I'm saying? Kairi Sane, she got a rematch against Shayna Baszler for the championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match at NXT TakeOver War Games. These are matches that women are actually like.
You know what? Even if they really wanted to, they could take something silly like Great Balls of Fire or Fastlane or one of these filler pay-per-views and replace it with Evolution once a year, even just once a year.
But instead, they're doing stupid shit like, "Hey, let's have this legendary match, this legendary Queen of the whatever you call it, Queen of the Queen's Crown tournament in Saudi Arabia." They don't even like women in Saudi Arabia. Women are not allowed to do certain things in Saudi Arabia. They can't show their fucking faces.
They're not supposed to be bared like they are either. They're covered.
But they're going to be able to wear their own shit. They're going to be able to perform like the guys do. And this is what you give them? Yeah, let me go ahead and give you a fucking 2-minute match here. But they can give Roman Reigns a fucking 15-minute intro. They can do five recaps from Raw or SmackDown. They do 5 recaps. And then they say, we're going to have this prestigious tournament. Oh, we're going to have this girl win in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Oh, right. She's going to win in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Oh, she's got 35 seconds to win the match.
I mean, then you kind of hope it's Saudi Mania that the finals match at least will be competitive and will get a nice chunk of time, on the clock or on the show. But I mean that would make sense.
Are they having the one side finalist at Saudi on each side? So there's actually going to be 3 matches?
No, they're going to have one match, the finals for the women's, and then they're going to have the finals for the men.
And what else are they going to fill the card with? More promos?
Well, we were on the show on Monday with Kay Hensler from Fightful Select, and we were making a joke. We were making a joke about the breakup of Mansoor and Ali. And
now they're going to match.
The minute after we got off the stream, I was talking to Kate, and I sent her a tweet. I sent you too, Jillian. Like literally 5 seconds after I was like, "Yo, watch them have a match in and Saudi Mania. Boom! It was right there.
Match of Saudi Mania. So they get to be witnesses in the trial of the murder trial of Goldberg. If he's successful with Bobby Lashley. And then we get to have Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja, versus Xavier Woods. And then we're going to end up with, for the women's queens match, we're going to end up with, and then the
I hope it's Zelina Vega.
Oh no! So no. I guess we got to wait until this SmackDown for them to do the final to get to the one competitor for SmackDown. Then the next Raw will get us the final competitor from Raw.
Don't hinder the gender.
Don't hinder the gender.
Oh my God, Shane! I'm gonna ban you from the chat.
So I mean, we're looking at Doudrop versus Shayna Baszler and Zelina Vega versus Mella.
Carmella. Cool on how long these matches are going to last.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Queen's Crown match, 5 minutes.
The actual
total. I mean, like, oh, you mean during the actual show? I mean, like
I'm
the actual
talking
tournament.
The semifinals here.
I meant the actual tournament. It's gonna be like 5 minutes, but
5 minutes.
I mean, it's already been 26 minutes and 45 seconds that we've actually given the women their just due on this podcast. So this literally has been longer than the last 5 WrestleMania matches for the women. Oh my God! So, Miss Queen of Hearts,
yes.
What are your thoughts since you're the youngest person on this telecast here?
Yes. I think it's unfair. I think it's really unfair for women. I'm trying to figure out why they would do that to women. Like, do they not think that they're capable, or do they think that people don't want to watch the matches? Like, that's what I'm kind of the only 2 things I could see why they would make them so short, like not even 2 minutes.
Well,
I don't know. Wouldn't guys want to see women tearing it up in the ring a little bit longer than a minute?
I would hope so.
I mean,
so here's the thing, Cheryl. I mean, so do guys want to see women tearing it up in the ring? Wrestling fans want to see matches that make sense.
Yes.
I mean, as much as people talk about, you got to tell the story, they got to see the emotion. We can't see shit in a minute 13.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no story to be told in like 30 seconds. And when the emotion that I see in your face is confusion because you're like, pinner now? I mean, as fans, I mean, this isn't the Attitude Era. This is not panties and bras match.
It's about to come back.
I'm surprised they don't have those again.
It's about to come back. It's about to come back because Johnny Laurinaitis is back. So when Johnny Laurinaitis is back, that's going to happen.
I mean, this is the age where we want to see women having professional wrestling matches. And at the same time, I mean, I got to say AEW isn't exactly doing a 180 from WWE. I mean, they're doing a little bit better, but they're not getting it 100% right either. I mean, right now, if you want to see women's matches, you're better off watching Impact or Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Remember, I'm gonna give you guys some numbers. Okay. 741, 1132, 434, 1305. That right there was a 2018 Mae Young Classic. Makahito Satomura versus Killer Kelly, 7 minutes 41 seconds. Mercedes Martinez versus Makahito, 11:32. Lacey Lane versus Satomura, 4:34. Tony Storm versus Satomura, 13:05. The shortest match in this fucking tournament that I can see right here, the shortest match, 3 minutes 14 seconds. And that's because Tegan Nox got knocked out by Rhea Ripley. And that was a mistake. Deonna Purrazzo had a match against Io Shirai, 8 minutes and 44 seconds. You see what I'm saying? Like, they had some really good fucking matches, dude. Really good shit. Really good shit. And then you just, I don't know. I just, it boggles the mind how you can have a Jinder Mahal match. I don't know, don't hinder the gender. You can have Jinder Mahal in a match, and it literally will go 15 minutes. You can
That's
have,
because you need time for Shanky and Veer.
okay, so I'm going to go out on the ledge and say this. You can have the stupid fucking 24/7 shit take up 5 minutes of any wrestling show on TV, and you can't give that to the women. Remember the 9/11 tribute show? You have all of these matches. You have these flashbacks of this show last week, this flashback from that show that week, this flashback from that show that week. But you have a WWE superstar who actually lost someone in 9/11. And you can give her fucking 2 minutes to speak. But now you figure, oh, I'm going to go ahead and give her a match. I'm going to give her a 1 minute and 30-second match on SmackDown. Oh, I'm sorry, on Raw. I don't get it.
They don't do very good forward planning for their women, that's for sure.
I don't think they do forward planning for anything. I don't think they plan. They didn't plan this week on television. That's for damn sure. Let's see. They cut Zillian's match because it was so messed up. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine, Shane. She can have the shittiest fucking match on the show. That's fine. She can have a shitty match on the show. Have you seen Shanky and Veer? Have you seen the 24/7 crap?
24/7 is kind of hilariously stupid. Sort of.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Look at this. Isn't it more dangerous for everyone involved to try to condense a wrestling match into 2 to 3 minutes? Won't that cause more botches if they want to keep? Yes. Yeah, that is true. It literally will cause more botches. More people will get hurt. It's, I didn't want to come on tonight and have a meltdown because I swear to you, like tonight when we talked about this earlier, and I said let's talk about the state of women's wrestling. I really wanted to go through a show and have some good facts and talk about how women's wrestling should be as opposed to how it is. And I find myself getting more and more angry as the show goes on. So, with that being said, we're going to go to another commercial break. I want to thank you, Queen of Hearts, for joining us. You can go ahead and give your socials and all that good stuff for all the fans to find you on social media. You said you have Instagram, so give them the Instagram.
How do I do that?
No, just tell us. You can just tell us the Instagram. I'm pretty sure they're writing it down.
Oh, I think it's just the Queen of Hearts. If you look that up, it should pop up on Instagram. Has a picture of me in my wrestling gear.
And when is your next show?
My next show is the 30th of this month in Covina.
Oh, EWF.
Oh, great.
Yes.
All right. Tell Jesse I said hello. I love Jesse. And tell Jake I said fuck him. No, don't tell him that. I love Jake. Don't tell him that. EWF has spawned a lot of great women's wrestlers. Melina debuted there, as a matter of fact. So yeah. Have a good time down there. EWF's always been a classy promotion. It's Knights of Columbus, right?
No, it's done at a bar. I'm not sure exactly what bar it was. They parted ways with them because I think they didn't want to be associated with wrestling anymore or something like that. I'm not exactly sure the whole story, but it's not at the Night Circle.
I'll message Jesse and ask him. Yeah, but anyway, have a great show and welcome to the business. Sorry you had to get into the business at such a shitty time, but hopefully women's wrestling.
Hey, maybe it's on the upswing, just like this shit coin.
Yeah,
that's right. Like a two-sided coin. That's right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. And Ashley Rose Nova is going to join us. Oh shit, it's about to go down. And the DM is about to go down. We'll be right back.
these rules are lame, cause they're taking all the fun out. Drive me insane. All these rules are lame, cause they're taking all the fun out. Drive me insane. All these
When you want to get your hair cut, you go get your hair cut right. You head down to Big D's Barbershop. Big D's Barbershop, Vancouver, Washington's best and brightest. 1019 Main Street, Vancouver, Washington, where you can go get your hair lined up, cuts, fades, shampoos, conditions, and all the great things that go with supporting a local barbershop in a local business area. You can also reach them online at www.bigdsbarbershop.com. Go get your hair cut right.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
And we are back, and we are joined by the one and only Ashley Rose Nova. Ashley, welcome.
Hey,
to
how's it going?
Roundtable.
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Absolutely.
you perfectly fine.
Awesome. I'm on my phone. Sorry, I had a busy day. I had the Impact presser today.
Yeah, I'm really sad about that
Why, you didn't?
because I got invited to do Impact Wrestling on the 23rd for Bound for Glory. And unfortunately, I won't be able to make the show because I have my own show that night. But in my place will be the gentleman to my right, Mr. Chemical Julian. Yes.
Well, hey, you gotta have your own show, man. Eventually, you know.
Yeah.
It's tough times. Yeah, no, I was dealing with that, and I had a pretty busy day, so I'm on my phone.
Well,
So,
you know what?
how's it going? Hello.
It's going. I mean, we're having a very heated discussion about the lack of time for women's professional wrestling matches here in this day and age. I mean, I'm pretty sure you watched the horrible Raw and the horrible SmackDown Queens. What the fuck does it call it? Queen of the Ring.
Queen
Queen's
Crown.
Crown.
Yeah, we can't. I guess they don't want to call it Queen of the Ring or anything like that.
Yeah.
Due
because,
to some associations, I guess that's what my guess is.
Copyright infringement?
no,
Possibly.
I'm thinking it's probably something to do with the Saudi prince.
No. You want to know what my theory is?
Shoot.
China did a porn called Queen of the Ring.
Oh.
I know because
Okay.
because I have an acquaintance that is a
Co-star?
major AVN star, AVN award winner, and I want to say he was in that one, but that's what I honestly think it is. But I could be wrong.
Well, we're making some pretty valid points here. Shout out to Kate Hensler. You can find her on Twitter at Kate on Deck IC. She's sending us tweets. She's on another podcast tonight. She's on the Sour Graps podcast, I assume. It is Wednesday night. There is no NXT. I mean, there is no AEW tonight, so I'm pretty sure they're doing the same thing we're doing, and they're talking about this horrible, horrible non-validation of women's wrestling.
Yeah, but don't take my word for that, anyone. Let me make it clear, because I you know what? I'm just gonna say it doesn't matter what I fucking say. Someone's gonna be upset at this point with me.
Hashtag heel.
Rumor and
Hashtag
speculation.
heel.
Like, shit, man.
It is all right.
But
it is all right.
it is what it is. Like, I'm like I show back up, and like I see like one of the group chats, one like someone getting like upset about like fucking one of the questions I asked. And I'm like, is it the question or is it me? Like, come on. And then I had told him, I was like, I'm in here. And he was totally like, oh no, I was you had a great question. I'm like, bro, if you don't like what I have to say, just be upfront with me,
I agree.
It was
totally
it was yeah, just be upfront with me. I could take it. I've been taking criticism for over 6 years, 7 years at this point, maybe 8. I lost count after 6. At this point, I'm like, just be honest. But like, as far as the state of women's wrestling, are we talking about like one particular promotion? Are we talking about multiple promotions? We're talking about around the world. We're talking
about the WWE. I mean, we can go ahead and talk about the Impact Plus, the Impact Knockout show that was last Saturday, October 9th. We talking about like Jamie Senegal, Chelsea Green, Renee Michelle, Lady Frost, Rachel Ellering, Brandy Lauren, Mercedes Martinez. They did an amazing show. And they dedicated it to Daphne. And it was, quite honestly, one of the best shows. One of the best shows you can ever hope for. Because it was for women, by women. And it was an actually good show.
Yeah. The knockouts have always, in my opinion, they've always kind of really extended themselves as far as when it comes to not only just the wrestling community, but the industry together, as far as representing women's wrestling, on TV. I think they've done, a fantastic job over the years. They just keep evolving as far as I would like to see, a little bit more matches, but I think we're getting there with, some new talent, new knockouts coming in at Impact. So that's what I look forward to. As far as WWE, there is a lack of time. There was a time when the women were, headlining. There was a lot of time for matches. I don't agree with anyone having a 3-minute match. I think I understand you're short on time, but just cut the match.
That's just it. They're not
just
short
cut
on
the
time.
match. Yeah, if you're short on time, cut the match, extend someone else's. But that 3 minutes, it can cause a lot of issues, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not going to say I'm right. I'm not going to say I'm wrong. But in my personal opinion, I think matches should at least be about 7 minutes to have an appropriate exchange of holds.
It's a 3-hour show.
Yeah, and it's raw. It does tend to drag, so they can put more time into as far as like the women's division.
I mean, there's a couple
as far as the
backstage
booking
segments they can skip. There's there's plenty of time to shave. Even during some of the 24/7 stuff, a lot of the just running around backstage and some of the vignettes. I mean, and also the rehashing of stuff that happened earlier on in the show. I mean, they can skip all that and they can give women's matches an extra minute, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there.
2 minutes there.
Or better yet, or how about, have just 3 really good women's matches and give them all the time they need instead of trying to have 4 or 5 and just
5 exactly. Each. And
I guess
wasn't there a time
to have promos, but they need to have some wrestling too.
Correct.
Yeah, those promos, they have to lead up to the wrestling. As far as the 24/7 time, wasn't there a time when it was just on like YouTube or social media only?
That was the internet title, wasn't it?
It was an internet title.
That was Zack Ryder's
internet one.
Internet championship. Yeah.
Sorry, my allergies are acting up, so I cleared my throat. I mean, too.
But don't worry, Impact will have their social media championship.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean,
we don't want to talk about that.
I can only
I'll be honest with you. I honestly have no idea where that's going. I'm like,
Matches will be as long as a TikTok video.
Oh my god!
It's almost like, how you have a cover of a book and it tells you what's going on in the book, and you read it and you figure you know everything. It's like these matches are the cover of a book, and you're not even getting the whole thing what you should be getting. They're giving you an idea of what these women can do, but they're not letting you showcase what the women can actually do. Right. They're not giving them the opportunity.
And I agree with that.
Book cover that says, "In this issue, everybody dies."
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this issue, everybody dies.
I agree with that. I do. As far as like I've always had an issue with matches being like 3 minutes.
because
I
doesn't get you anything.
It doesn't. I mean, you do what you got to do. Hey, you got to work. You got to work.
Anybody, like,
but it's like
cheer.
By the time you like get out to the ring, that's like, technically your match is probably less than the 3 minutes. But I just think it doesn't give a great idea. It doesn't showcase either. It doesn't do either one of the performers that's performing in that match any favors. It doesn't. And I would say, as far as with women, I could understand if it's like you're billing someone with like Brock Lesnar versus, like a junior heavyweight. Like, that's idealistic as that it's going to, because they've built him up to be so strong. That I don't necessarily have a problem with, but it's like, if you want to showcase women and you want to give them, say I'm a casual viewer, and I know people say wrestling isn't for the casual viewer, but you want to invest a viewer into the story because that's how you create more people and introduce them to wrestling. It could be like someone's first introduction to wrestling. Hell, it could be a kid for the first time that wants to see Raw, wants to see SmackDown, wants to see Dynamite, wants to see Rampage, NXT, pick whatever one, Impact. And they're interested in, you see like a character come out, someone come out, like say you see Zelina Vega come out, and you like, she appeals to you as a person. You want to have an idea of what she can do in the ring. Vice versa with whoever comes out like that. I feel like it just doesn't appropriately showcase what their talents are. You can't really do that in 3 minutes. At least, come on, give like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, if you're not going to do like 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minute match,
And for me, the whole thing is this: you can go ahead and you can have a 5 minute match, a 10-minute match, a 20-minute match, whatever you want to do. That's great. Do that. Have fun with it.
Correct.
But do
have
it.
Fun.
But do it where it's even, where it's equal to everyone else. I mean, imagine having that 24/7 bullshit, right? Okay, so the 24/7 rule or whatever, whatnot for the championship, whatever. I honestly think it's stupid. That title is the joke championship. Always has been, always will be. But when you're giving the 24/7 title, the joke title of professional wrestling, more time than you're giving Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, then you're giving Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss, then you're giving Tegan Knox versus Katie Lee Burchill, whatever. Yep. When you're taking time away from good wrestling for shit wrestling, to me, honestly, I say this all the time. Vince McMahon just fucking thinks that everyone is stupid. You guys are all stupid in Vince's eyes. That's the thing that bothers me. Like, and it's not so much being stupid in Vince's eyes, because he thinks, you guys are stupid in my eyes. I'm going to give you what I want. This is what I think wrestling should be. Women should be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. That's Vince McMahon's 1960s logic. He doesn't see that. And his daughter just won some women in, what was the award? Women empowerment.
Women empowerment, I think, was the word. I saw it on Twitter, but
yeah, like you won this award. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Like you won this award because you ushered in a women's revolution
Correct.
that you just brushed off.
But you know what? That's actually one of the bad parts, because they'll be silent on TV for a while, and then someone will start talking about the women's revolution, and it's like, come on, y'all just dropped the ball on that a while ago. Like, you're not even letting that happen. Like, why are you bringing it up unless you're going to do something about it?
There was a time
give us that annual show just once a year.
Yeah, just
Put it on the
once a year
network.
would be great.
I'm sure Peacock would be happy.
I agree
Peacock,
too.
YouTube will be happy. Put it on YouTube.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That
Put it on
too.
YouTube.
I think they were giving them a lot of time for quite a bit, and I don't exactly know when it kind of dropped off, because I kind of only watch Raw, and I only watch Raw like here or there. Like I watch it throughout gaps. You know, I see who's on the card. I go tune into that match, and then I kind of leave depending on how well the match goes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's honestly how I deal with it. And someone had asked me, like, someone assumes that I'm only for one promotion over another. I'm not. The fact of the matter is, I'm not going to, and the reason why I bring it up is because they were like, well, you don't ever tweet about this, that, you only occasionally tweet about this, so you must occasionally watch. So I said, no, I watch it all. It's just that if I have nothing nice to say, I'm not going to say anything. That should tell you. Like,
I get that too. I totally get it.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and fight with someone disagreeing with someone, because someone could like it. I could tell you, if I'm just not going to waste my time with talking about, like, you know, how bad it is, like how bad it is on Twitter, like over and over again, and start fighting with people.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, I'm just like, well, I do see the show. If I only tweet if it's something I really enjoy, something I really like, I'll retweet whatever, you know, or if it's, you know, someone that I completely support, you know, I'll retweet whatever they have. But I do think the women's division, and as far as timing, it has dropped off. I can tell you that. I've noticed that. And also, I think it contributes the fact that then the women that are utilized, a lot of people wouldn't like, you know, because of who wins, who doesn't win, who's there, who's not there. I see people upset because Eva Marie's there, or I see people upset that Charlotte won again. At the end of the day, I want equality. I want an equal card. I want equal time.
And that's the thing. That's all we want.
In anything. That's all I want is equal quality, equal time. If you know, Seth Rollins can have like a 15 to 20 minute match or a segment, why can't someone in the women's division have that, like Rhea Ripley, you know, or like, I don't care what anyone says. I think Shayna Baszler's a great heel. I think she's a fantastic heel.
Yeah, she should be breaking into, Shayna Baszler should be breaking into Nia Jax's house.
Dude, truth be told,
breaking the other arm.
we watched Raw. Me, you, and Kate. We sat on here on Monday and we talked about Raw. We talked about how horrible Raw was, and then one thing that really bothered me about Raw, and it really lit my fuse. The women's tag team champions got themselves a 1-minute segment.
Yeah,
and that 1-minute segment was them walking in on John Morrison, asking a stupid question like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Yeah. He was like, "Oh, you know, blah, blah, blah." And then they're like, "Oh, cool." And they walk away. And then they're like, "Do you know what he was talking about?" No. They're the fucking women's tag team champions. They should have had a match.
Not only that, at least have a longer segment. If I have to sit here and listen to Matt Riddle talk about how he might be a mongoose, that might be his spirit animal, and Randy, because Randy's a snake and a viper.
Don't start
and
me
that And
Don't
snake
fucking
shed
start me on
skin,
that guy.
and he learned that in summer school.
Don't start me on that fucking guy. He's an idiot. Like I'm not the biggest Matt Riddle fan. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I don't fucking like Matt Riddle. I think the gimmick is fucking stupid. I think him running around, bro, that's fucking stupid. You know,
But you have to laugh at how stupid it is, though.
but that's just it. And he's like on Twitter bashing guys like, I can fucking beat that guy up in a real fight and blah 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 blah. Who fucking cares, you idiot?
I don't.
Can you shut up on social media long enough to not get not get yourself in trouble, to not draw negative heat towards yourself? Can you do that? Oh wait, you can't.
No, he can't help himself.
He's a fucking idiot.
Hey, maybe they'll just tag him up with R-Truth.
Oh God.
But all I'm saying is, if
100 years, I just said it. He says
like
Black
I'm
Wrestling
just
back 100 fucking years.
I'm just saying, like, I just, if I have to listen to a segment like that, why can't we have a women's tag segment that's about that long too? Come on, just a little, just a little bit of balance there, a little bit of equality there. I mean, I don't care if it's Nikki talking about how she wants to get Rhea Ripley a superhero outfit. I personally don't care if that's what it is. I just want some type of equality here. Because if I have to hear Matt Riddle talk about how he might be a mongoose and Randy's a snake and that's a spirit, he thinks that's a spirit animal. How, give me a little bit of equality here. I will greatly accept Nikki talking about getting Rhea a superhero outfit because they're the tag champions and they got a match because they're a tag team or something.
You know what I want to see? I want to see girls like Lufisto get a shot. I want to see girls like Rhea Ripley actually get a real fucking shot. I want to see Mercedes Martinez on a main stage, not under some stupid mask calling herself Retribution or Retaliation or whatever the fuck. I want to see Mia Yim on fucking Raw in more than a 2-minute match. I want to see instead of seeing
some equal time,
exactly
equal time, equal segments. I would be okay with. I have, I guess, I'm not gonna shoot very far and say that I want this or I demand this as for women's wrestling. I'm at least trying to be fair in an aspect where I want to say just treat them equal. They work just as hard, if not maybe twice as harder.
Yeah,
it's only right, and that's for any promotion. And I would be saying that about any promotion. Just show some more time. Show what they can actually do versus assuming that maybe they can't, or maybe they can't hold that amount of time, or they can't hold that show, but they've proven it before. Just you haven't seen it on network television.
Look,
I mean, they worked hard to get where they are. Let them wrestle.
Yeah, exactly. You got people in this industry breaking into, like the young lady who was just on earlier today, 1 month in the business, and I gave her a platform because she's new. She's 1 month in the business. Someone needs to give these women an opportunity to showcase themselves. AEW is doing that. Granted, their tournament that they had going on was stupid. It didn't garner, and Tony Khan is trying to be a wrestling fan as well as a promoter, which is, we're all fans. We're all
fans
business
at heart.
Yeah, we got into this business because we want this business to be great. There was a reason why we all stepped into this business. There's a reason why you report on this business, Ashley. There's a reason why Julian is like the fucking mixologist of this. There's a reason why I've been battering and bruising and beating up my body for 29 years.
I keep coming back as much as
exactly.
That's right.
I keep coming back. That's why I guess my phone's been busy today because I showed up on Impact Press.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you retire from the biz.
All I said, the funny thing is my old editor, she taught me as much as she could at Still Chair, about a lot of things, and I learned a lot very quickly with her, and she's always in those pressers, you know, Impact, MLW, AEW, you know, WWE. And she had asked me, she's like, I thought you left. She's like, I thought you retired. And I told her, well, I told her the thing is like I keep getting asked. You keep asking me a long time.
Calling me back.
I keep getting asked, and I'm like, even the platform I'm at, I'm the first one that gets asked. And I told her, yes, I'm still in esports. I told her, but I'm here for now, at least until I fully transition out. And I told her, the fact of the matter is, I said, I wanted to take some time. I did. I said, if they're going to keep calling me, there must be a reason why I'm still getting called. I'm still getting asked. And, you know, I can't be that horrible at my job.
Well, I'll tell you this, you ain't going nowhere. You're stuck.
and the fact that I upset some of these little podcasters because I showed back up because they weren't there and they saw me on Facebook Live show up, and I was like, look, and I told her at the end of the day, I'm tired of what everyone has to say. You don't like me, that's cool. You don't like me, we ain't friends. We don't have to be friends. But there's a reason why, like, I end up coming back. Apparently, I'm not going to go anywhere. You can keep trying. I told her, so I just stopped caring. I told her I did my job. I do what I'm supposed to do. That's okay if you think no one cares about my questions. That's cool. But I've always, you know, I said, people know what I write about. They know how my writing is. They know how I interview. Why should it be a surprise that I want to know? I'm more interested in knowing what each person's fundamentals are and what they have as far as advice to give, especially if they're mentors. But guess what? That one question leads into 4 different answers, and you learn a lot of things.
That's right.
You learn exactly how they are as a person. You learn exactly how they are as a performer, how much they care, how much they truly care about this industry, and how they want things to be better. You learn a lot just from that one question. Now, just because I'm going to sit there and ask 20 questions that are the same about, oh, you know, what's your dream match? How do you
Never been asked that one before.
Wait, what are you gonna, who do you look up to? Who got you into wrestling? Who, those are great questions. Don't get me wrong. But I want to know exactly how you are as a person. I want to know how you are as a performer. And then I'm going to follow up with a comedic question to lighten the mood, because it does get heavy with that answer. Like when it gets heavy because it gets deep, because it's sentimental. You're passionate about this business. You're passionate with where you're going. You're passionate where you see the future of this industry, of whichever promotion you're proud to represent and be the champion of.
Well,
so,
you know, there are people in this industry that we have been talking about before. I have a friend, Karma Dean, trained at the Nightmare Factory. Really great lady. Really great lady. I support the women's wrestling. You know, I support I support I support women's wrestling for the simple fact that you women in this industry are just like us. They're just like us.
Yeah, they are. And like I say, you know, I'm okay with just equality as a start. I'm not going to sit here and say, you owe me this, you owe me that. I just want equal timing, because it's respectful.
Well, look, I'll tell you this. Friday, October 22nd, GCW, Los Angeles, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. KZT versus Zeta Zhang. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Indie promotions like GCW, AEW, Like all of these places other than WWE are actually giving women a fucking opportunity.
Yeah, and people may say that the matches are not that great at AEW for some of the women's wrestling, but at least they're getting that time.
That's right.
That's all I care about. They're getting that time, because how are they how is anyone going to get better, improve themselves, and decide, hey, this is not going to work. I got to go this route. I got to do this. Maybe I could change it up this way. Or, maybe next time we can figure something out on how to like work a little bit better, communicate a little bit better, work, transition a lot smoother. How are they to know that if they don't have the opportunity?
Exactly.
Right. Got to have time to practice your craft.
And, like life happens, the world is crazy right now, more than ever. Who's to say that may be their only match that week, their only opponent that week, maybe 2 weeks? It's only fair to give enough time.
Truth.
Time for improvement. And I always say time makes things better for anyone. I'm not going to expect, I don't expect someone that just started wrestling like a year ago to be, or like a month ago, to be equivalent to someone that's been wrestling for 15 or 20 years. And they've only had so many matches. I don't expect that, but you got to have time. You got to be given time to get to learn. You got to discover your own style. You got to discover your own sense of what works for you, what works for your fan base, what works for your viewers. Who are you appealing to? You got to learn that. You got to have time.
And in the indie circuits, I'm certain the women have a lot longer time in their matches. How long do they have them in your promotion?
Oh yeah, very long.
Yeah, very long.
So, I mean, they're giving their all, and these other women are not even breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
Well, and going back to the gist of it, when you got promoters willing to give these women time, look at WWE, who's supposed to be the end all be all, the number one company in the world, the biggest fucking company in the world. Yet they're treating their employees like shit. It's
dollar signs. That's it.
Not even dollar signs. I mean, like, you're leaving money on the table. That's where I'm gonna leave it. You're leaving money on the table. When you're not giving these women their due, you're leaving money on the table. You're totally shitting on the industry. You're making it about a male-dominated business, when realistically, it's not that way. Man, I'm still not done location scouting, and it's only an hour until the show. That right there's our boy Tony DeBurns. He's out shooting a movie tonight. We're scouting locations for a movie we're shooting this weekend. So,
is this is he doing it in real time?
Yeah, your boy's going to be in the movie. So it's all good. Anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to another quick commercial break, and then we're going to go ahead and end this love fest with some positive words from professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, have been taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, have been taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules...
When you want to get your hair cut, you go get your hair cut right. You head down to Big D's Barbershop. Big D's Barbershop, Vancouver, Washington's best and brightest. 1019 Main Street, Vancouver, Washington, where you can go get your hair lined up, cuts, fades, shampoos, conditions, and all the great things that go with supporting a local barbershop in a local business area. You can also reach them online at www.bigdsbarbershop.com. Go get your haircut right.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast, sponsored by BodySlam.net. So, look, I've been looking at some numbers, been trying to figure out some things. This show that just the NWA Power Show, the women's show, drew a lot. And like I said earlier, the Women's Evolution did way more in fans at the actual building than Raw did last week. This Monday, Raw gave away tickets this Monday. And this Evolution show drew more than you can possibly imagine for women's wrestling. So I don't understand why guys like Mark Carrano, I threw his name out there. Guys like Kevin Dunn, guys, like John Laurinaitis think that women's wrestling doesn't work. I'm one of those guys that when you tell me something doesn't work, I will fucking make it work. BCW Worldwide runs a show every week in Portland, Oregon. Wrestling promoters around here were like, oh, they wouldn't last. They won't last. That ragtag company won't last. Well, 15 years later, we're still here. Oh, the running weekly wrestling doesn't work. We literally drew more one night than Ring of Honor did when they were down the street. We did 350 people in our building. Ring of Honor did 125. That's Ring of fucking Honor. So when you say it can't be done, it can be done. Women's wrestling doesn't work. Are you kidding me?
If Stephanie McMahon wanted a women's show, there'd be a women's show.
I mean, I don't know, man. It really annoys me. 10,900 fans. 10,900 fans for the fucking Evolution pay-per-view, October 28th, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of fucking people.
Sure is.
I don't understand.
I mean, it works. I found that, women's wrestling, especially like in Japan, hell, Mexico, some of the most passionate in-ring performers I have ever seen.
Yeah. Women's wrestling is in Japan. Oh my God.
Huge. Chopping the shit out of each other.
I mean, I've wrestled some pretty big dudes, and I ain't afraid to wrestle no dude. I'll fight anybody. But some of these women's wrestlers, man, are you kidding me? Look, Big Cass over here. Cass is doing this thing on here on BodySlam.net where he's getting chopped by wrestlers. He's literally getting chopped by a shitload of wrestlers. He goes to like all the indie shows where he lives, and he's filming these snippets on YouTube. So go right now to BodySlam.net on YouTube, and you can find these amazing videos where Cass is getting his shit chopped out of him by people. I told him I'm next. I'm going to fly to where he is. I'm going to fucking put on my glove. I'm going to dip it in some cold water, and I'm going to chop the shit out of him. Because that's what I do every week, ladies and gentlemen. I chop the shit out of people. But it's entertaining. It's cool as fuck. Women's wrestling is cool as fuck. Give it an opportunity. Give it a chance.
Maybe one day he'll go to Japan and he can get chopped by Marufuji.
Shit. That's fucking you're crazy.
I love Marufuji. It's one of my
I might
favorites.
Get chopped by her. She'll fucking kill me.
I love Marufuji, man. He's one of my favorite in-ring performers.
Same. I'm trying to find the number for NWA Power.
But yeah, their numbers were really good. I didn't get a chance to catch the show, but I saw a lot of good things.
It was Empowered, right? That's what it was called.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Mickie James did a great job with that. I mean, she did a great job with that. It may not have been in a world-class arena. It may not have had 50, 60,000 people or even 10,000 people. It may not have that big, but the women on that show bust their ass.
But if you look at the
Women
card,
of Honor for Ring of Honor. Yeah, Women of Honor for Ring of Honor. Same shit, man. Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, here, I'll read you the card. Let's see. It was at the Chase Park Plaza in Salt Lake City. I'm sorry, St. Louis. You had, let's see, who was on the card? You had a wrestler from Mission Pro Wrestling, which is the promotion that Thunder Rosa runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, I can't find the card. It's crazy. But look, we have the NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. Like, they're actual tag teams in NWA. Actual tag teams. You know, so, I mean, it's... The women's roster is pretty fucking awesome there, too. I'm just saying. Some of these shows, great talent. Don't sleep on the women talent in professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Don't sleep on them. The Thunder Rosas, the fucking... I don't even like Camille. But even Camille. Jade Cargill, you know my opinion on Jade Cargill. I'm not really too enthused with Jade Cargill because I quite honestly don't think that she's that great of a worker either. But she's improving. You know, she's out there busting her ass to become the best worker she can be. You got Layla Hirsch, legit Layla Hirsch, fucking awesome. You know, give these women a chance. Lady Frost. You know, Chelsea Green.
I would love Lady Frost to get a lot more time than she does, at least on TV.
She's another one of those really great women's athletes. I'm telling you. I mean,
I saw her. The first time I saw her, I think, was on ITV, NDTV.
Cool.
And Lady Frost. I can't remember what match or what promotion, but that was the first time I actually seen her. And this was last year. And I was like thinking, why isn't this woman not on TV? Like, why is she not at Ring of Honor? Why is she not on why is she not on something? Just.
Look,
I mean, I know women. She did. I know she's been at Impact a few times.
And you got women that are getting picked up all the time. Real Faithy J, friend of the channel, she just got signed by WWE. She's a top-notch wrestler. But then you got women. You know, let's talk about WoW. Let's talk about WoW. I really didn't want to get into the whole WoW situation, but let's fucking talk about WoW. Okay. David McLean, the founder of Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which spawned a lot of amazing people. Like, I'm friends with Hollywood. I'm friends with Lightning, Sharusa, Patricia Summerlin, you know, Sunny the California Girl. Like, some of those women are really great. You know, but then you got people like Tessa Blanchard.
You promised not to mention her name.
You weren't saying her name.
I know. I fucking said it. I try to keep her name out of my mouth, but she's the female Hulk Hogan. You know, dropping in bombs like it's Hiroshima. Like she's, you know, spitting in people's faces and being disrespectful. And the thing is this. You open WoW, you bring WoW back. You introduce WoW back into professional wrestling. Right? You do that. And that's awesome. But you do it in such a negative way by adding someone to the show who is a horrible person inside and out.
Was that their first press conference?
That was their first press conference. You bring AJ Lee. AJ Lee is amazing. She's a legend in this business. Someone who stood up for women in the locker room. Someone who demanded equality in the locker room.
Maybe she thought AJ was going to be the balance.
And then you fucking bring Tessa Blanchard, who is a bully, a racist, who not only is she such a horrible shit person, but you know that she has heat with pretty much everyone in professional wrestling.
And then you make a t-shirt about it.
Fucking t-shirt. Bad move. Bad move. That right there, to me, like I remember how I said R-Truth sets black wrestlers back 100 years. Tessa Blanchard set women's wrestling back 50 years with that shit. You have all the talent in the world, but being the most talented person in the room and being a bitch doesn't work. I said it.
Sorry,
what are your thoughts?
My signal got lost.
What are your thoughts on that, Julian?
Hey, like I said before, I'll say it again. Somebody subscribing to Eric Bischoff's book, Controversy is Cash. And I really do believe that they're doing it for the eyeballs, they're doing it for the clicks, they're doing it for the attention. We don't know what kind of run Tessa Blanchard is going to have in the promotion, but you've got two high-profile names, and they're high-profile for two different reasons. But they're high-profile nonetheless. They're attention getters, they're click getters, they're bait getters, and they're going to draw eyeballs to at least the first number of shows that they put on and draw viewers. So if you're bringing in this uber heel, you know, I mean, hell, I'm a firm believer that Mike Tyson sat down and talked to Vince McMahon before he bit Holyfield's ear, because Mike knew from watching wrestling that people showed up to see the heel get beat. And that is why Mike just decided to say, he said, I'm just going to be an uber heel, and people are going to show up hoping to watch me get my ass beat. And so why do you bring in somebody like Tessa Blanchard? Because people are going to show up. They want to see what she's going to say. They're going to foolishly sit there and say, well, maybe she'll give an apology. They're going to sit there and hope that someone comes out and confronts her, makes her pay for what she's done and the things that she said. And then they also want to hear what AJ Lee has to say and what her side of the story is. And so it brings attention to the promotion. No publicity. Like, all publicity is good publicity.
Okay, so I subscribe to that. There's no bad press, but then sometimes there's really horrible press. I'm going to give you 10 names. 10 names that in 2021 need to be top names. Mercedes Martinez, Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Jordan Grace. Okay.
So
I'm not gonna say Sasha Banks and Bailey because that's hyperbole. Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, Tony fucking Storm. Okay, these are people that should be on top of the world right now. Taya Valkyrie, to be honest with you, she's really great, and she's being put in a position that really fucking sucks. Asuka. Where Asuka needs some love.
I thought
Asuka needs some real love.
Wasn't she out?
I don't know if she's injured or not, but point is, she was the Raw Women's Champion for a long time.
Conspicuously absent.
And they shit
absent.
on her like she didn't she didn't exist.
Yeah.
You know. I'm saying these ladies, they deserve to be put in a position where they're gonna look, like I said, before I end this podcast, I'm just going to say equality. Women in wrestling deserve equality, just like us men do. We have a PWI 500. Fortunately, I've been listed at top 500 wrestlers in the world several times. I've also been listed in a BM PWI 500, the BW PWI 500, I should say. But why is it that the men get a listing of 500 top wrestlers in the world and the women only get 100? Ponder that. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you very much for joining us here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast as we vent. As we vent.
As we vent again. And it was not about
yes.
NXT 2.0.
Oh my God. Forget about it. Forget about it. Tony D'Angelo. Forget about it. Best part of that fucking show. And Braun Breaker. Oh my God. Vince McMahon's a fucking idiot. Like I said, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. For your boy, the mixologist of professional wrestling, Chemical Julian, for Ashley Rose Nova and the Canadian sassy pants herself, Miss Cheryl. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, Julian. I almost forgot. Your favorite part of the show. Where could they watch this show on TV?
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area, oh man, you don't have to download it. You don't have to stream it. You can watch it on TV. On Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. on Channel 11, Xfinity TV and CenturyLink TV. On Mondays at 10 p.m., Channel 22, Xfinity TV, and Channel 8002, CenturyLink TV. And on Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m., Channel 23, Xfinity TV, and Channel 8003, CenturyLink TV.
Wow. You know what? If you want to listen to this podcast while you're driving around your car, while you're working out in the gym, while you're pretending like you're actually doing work at work, you can go ahead and listen to us on Google Podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and all the other major platforms where you can find the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. If you want to find us on YouTube, go find us on YouTube at youtube.com/the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. You can find us also on youtube.com/bodyslam.net. That is NET. Not DAD, not DMD, NET. If you
not 3MB?
No, Jesus Christ, not 3MB, damn it. Look, if you want to go get your news and all the spicy gossip, you can go to www.bodyslam.net for all your wrestling news needs. Listen here. If you are in the Portland area, Portland, Oregon, if you're in Washington, if you're in Idaho, if you're in Utah, if you were in Northern California, and you got nothing to do on a Saturday afternoon, October 23rd, BCW Worldwide returns to October 23rd to the Holocene, 1001 Southeast Morrison Street, Portland, Oregon, 97214. For advanced tickets, you can call Patty at 503-757-3132. You can email bcwbooker@gmail.com. You can even go on Eventbrite at eventbrite.com/BCW Worldwide, the return. Go get your tickets because they are going faster than speed on his debut match. For those who know, they know. For those who don't know, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Hey, what time is bell time?
Doors open at 4:30. Bell time is at 5 p.m. on the dot. And ladies and gentlemen, do you think the WWE wrestler will get more female wrestlers once Vince leaves? Vince is going to die running that company. Vince is never going to leave. Vince is a fucking vampire. He is an immortal. He is the Highlander. Somebody has to chop Vince's fucking head off for him to leave WWE.
He's going to be on his deathbed saying, "That's good shit. We got to keep doing this."
Shit, devil. Death, that's good shit. That's what he's going to do. Oh, man. Yeah. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. We're not giving away shit this week because I've been in a testy mood. We'll see you guys on Friday for the ultimate Rampage show. You never know who's going to join us, so make sure you join us. Make sure you like, click, and subscribe anyway. Maybe we'll get some free shit away on that show. Who knows? You got to show up to get the free shit. Peace.